Sir, how will China and the UN work together to minimize COVID-19's negative impact?
Right. So, what COVID-19 has done is it put a spotlight on health systems all over the world.
True.
Where we believe that certain countries had the strongest health systems were the ones that crumbled the fastest. Where we understood that if you don't have people observing, wearing a mask and ensuring physical distancing and maintaining respiratory etiquette, washing their hands, we found that those countries became much more vulnerable. And this is not about how societies have evolved or their academic qualifications. It is about maintaining a rigor and a discipline from a preventive side. So I think China has shown the world important areas into which the world could converge behind, because this is not the last pandemic.
Right.
There are perhaps many more zoonotic, because, the human population has expanded exponentially.
Yes.
By 2050, the world's population is going to be about 10 billion. Now, if we are looking at a world population where the planet has not expanded, the Earth is still the same.
Yeah.
So what is shrinking is the wildlife space,
right,
the water space. Now, we are now competing with that wildlife space, you see. So that is why into this mix is going to be the primacy of ensuring that every woman has the right over her reproductive health.
Right.
Maternal rights, the ability to decide how many children they want, how many children they should have, because ultimately they must be part of the workforce. So from a health perspective, the health of women and children is going to be crucial to ensure universal health coverage. And therefore, to me, it is going to be very relevant that the UN will continue to work with China, but making sure that the World Health Organization, which is the premier multilateral institution, is strengthened, is given the authority, the resources, and the power to be able to take universal health coverage to a whole different level. Keep in mind, every year, and this is before COVID, 100 million people get trapped into poverty because of an out-of-pocket health shock.
Yes.
100 million. Now, that figure must have gone up exponentially during COVID. Who would have thought that in a country like Switzerland, people would line up for food?
True.
It is inconceivable.
Yeah.
So perhaps even from a development model, we need to revisit how development is going to work. So therefore, again, important parts where I would want, as the resident coordinator, I'll be working with the resident coordinators not just in Asia but in Africa too, with the Chinese government, looking at around the food system summit. What is it that we should actually be thinking of in terms of achievement of the 2030 agenda? Around FOCAC, what is it that we could do in the socio-economic transformation of Africa? I genuinely believe, I've spent a fair amount of my career in Africa, that a prosperous Africa will lead to a prosperous world. And therefore, we have to also invest in countries and, and continents that are left behind. Again, I see an important role between the UN and China coming together in this space.
Right, sir.